Good morning, people. I am live and looking forward to connect. Today, I got a bunch of topics. I had to write them all down. I want to talk about tools. We're going to talk about coach building, going old school. We're going back in history. We're going to start building cars like they were done a long time ago and basically take all that spirit and craftsmanship right out of the museums and make it matter again. You guys are going to learn. It's going to be lots of fun coming up. Beyond that, let's hint back about the Petersen Museum. I was very hard on last week with just an interesting point. Also, we've got the Gembala Porsche GT in Manhattan that wrecked. Big supercar wreck. Guy allegedly under the influence of drugs. And that's not cool. So we're going to talk about that. Does that represent the automotive community? What's up, dude? We are live. It's going to be lots of fun. Also, you guys, we can do super chats. It's the opportunity to purchase, to be able to have the opportunity to write a question, yell an insult, whatever you want, put it right there because I got lots to talk to today. Also want to talk about Wild Strawberry Garage, the young man who bought Sluggy, the 97 race-winning Corvette C3 Greenwood widebody. That kid is crushing it. Wild Strawberry Garage. We're going to talk about him. Also, I'm going to talk about the Lancia Stratos Zero Bertoni one-off concept. No, people, it's not the Lancia Stratos, which is also super cool. This is even more cool. The most avant-garde car design of the 20th century. Yes, we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to do something about it because you guys know me. And beyond that, Avalon King. Cool stuff. And Casey's 80s Garage. Yes, I'm glad you guys are here. And please pardon me for being a few minutes late. I said 10 o'clock. Let's say hello to people. I got an I love you, a good day. Sounds like could be Australia. Got a hello. Hey, Casey. Hey, good morning. Hello from Detroit. What's up, Detroit? Motown, Detroit. Yes. Good morning. Big fan of Genius Garage. Thank you. Hello from Ireland. Amazing job on Sluggy. Yeah, Spencer. Yeah, he's crushing it. Wild Strawberry Garage. All right. Got a morning. Hey now, CT. Hello from Cleveland. Cleveland, what's up? I was born in Rocky River. Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh, we're already off topic on a Miata from Copart. Body damage. Good step to start on working on the car. Get it drivable. Get it to where you can use it, dude. And if you want to talk more, hit me up with a super chat. Let's keep this going. What's up from Quebec? Very beautiful place with lots of French influence, I think. Bon vie. Yes. All right. So let's get a hello from Hawaii, Toronto, Texas. Morning from Canadian Texas. What does that mean? Hold up. I want to know what Canadian Texas is. I don't know. Is that Quebec? I don't know if that works. Hey, from Lexington, Virginia, where you're not allowed to drive. Well, I guess you're allowed to drive, but you can't have any fun in Virginia where they like give you the chair. All right. Any plans for Rotary? I don't know, man. Rob Dahm crushes that. I don't know if that's my thing. I think we should just let Rob Dahm own the Rotary world. I'm going to go do my own thing. But guys, you are here. This is awesome. Wait, Canadian Texas is just southern Alberta. All right, that's cool. Alberta, Minnesota. Okay, cool. All right, guys, let's I'm loving this. How about a 914? They're cool, but you got to make it cooler. Go for it. Unless they're overpriced, then find something better. All right, you guys, let's we got some big topics today. Huge ones, and I hope you enjoy it. We're going to hit on some global, like philosophical and cultural mechanics. Then we're going to go down and talk about car mechanics. I'm going to say opinions. I'm going to tick people off, get people to cheer. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. So let's start off with last week. I know some of you maybe don't find it that interesting, but I really went boom to the Petersen Museum. That is the uber-duper super wealthy car museum out in LA. They've got $220 million plus in assets. They did a $90 million renovation to their museum, and it's a 501c3 public educational charity. I'm just giving you the bullet points. Don't worry, we're not going super ranty. We got more important things today. So basically, I hit them hard and said, after I saw an article on CarBuzz where it says, consider making a donation to help feed the employees during this tough time. And I called all the billionaires that run it idiots because what you guys not plan for this? And that's really hard on them. Because I lead a 501c3 where the vast majority of all the money goes specifically only to students and stuff to teach with students and people volunteer. So when I look at a place that's got hundreds of millions of dollars and they're doing like arts and crafts and Legos and field trips so they can have a fancy car collection, I'm kind of like, yeah, you suck. And let me show you how to 501c3. So that was the point of it. And it made a big fuss. But I talked to you guys and hold on, guys. I got you. I'm going to get you with these things. Here we go. This is interesting. They've got the capital. Yeah. This person writes, it's a shame when they ask your class for a donation, they got capital for it without asking for handouts. That's another topic of conversation. Will come from another time. But yes, perhaps I'll tell that story one day if I need to. But anyway, so I talked about that. And I talked about how there was a press release out from Petersen all over for that. And right now I'm actually going to go online to Google. You guys can't see it, but here we go. I'm going to type in Petersen Museum because we're going to talk about how media works. The media. press releases, etc. Right? So you can do this with anything. You can go to Google and type in a subject and then go to news, and you can go over to tools or whatnot and click like the last week, 24 hours, whatever. And you can get a feel for when things are actually happening. So I'm going to go to Petersen Museum the last week and see what new things have come out. Virtual vault tour at the Petersen Museum, an inside look at the Petersen Automotive Museum hot cars. Take a tour of the Petersen Automotive Vault. Petersen goes digital and educational. Check out, okay, picked it up in the last week since I went, boom, are tiny media. They're not like mainstream ones. The news articles prior to when they were touting themselves so highly were all the bigger automotive medias. Now that's telling of something, because I can tell you, I know for a fact that a press release from the Petersen Museum's media company went out a couple of days after I did that video. Ooh. And suffice it to say, we're not going to go into this because we got more important things to talk about, but suffice it to say, the press release touted the fantastic leadership of all the board of directors, as well as that they are committed to pay for all of their employees through this, and how fabulous all their little digital displays are for teaching of the youth, trying to make it seem like they're doing a big deal. But the automotive media, as I told you, responded to the first one like this. How out of touch can these rich people possibly be in this time of the pandemic? Nobody picked up the second article. Hardly, except the third-rate ones. And the ones that did picked it up nearly verbatim and just ran it. So if you guys ever wonder why suddenly certain things with a bunch of money gets reported on everywhere, it's because they send out a press release and they have lots of behind the scenes strings and connections. So for you all looking at automotive media, if you see something little get mainstream attention for something good, that's probably the best thing since sliced bread the world has ever seen, since an immediate vaccination for what we have going on right now, because you know it's probably real, because they're not wealthy enough to have all those connections. So just keep that in mind. But it is interesting that as a voice, you can influence something like that. So I just wanted to throw it up. I got some opinions. Everybody's talking here. Guys, got a bunch to get through here today. I hope you're enjoying it. I see what's going on. And when I get a minute, I'm going to come back to it. We've got the super chat thing. If you want to like blow up a question or something, I can see it and hit it. Also, that's helpful for Genius Garage. You can purchase the ability to do it. I'm going to do the best I can to get through it. So we're going to move on. But I wanted to bring up that Petersen thing because it's relevant for a couple of details. One, I wanted you guys to know how all this really works behind the scene, because it's important for us all to be intelligent moving forward. And I'm also going to bring it around and relate to the supercar wrecks that have been happening that I did a video on yesterday. So the other thing, too, some people said, Casey, I think you should focus more on just doing positive things of your own and not picking a fight or doing this. Well, I appreciate you saying that, because it says to me that you appreciate when I do positive things, okay? And that means a lot to me. However, I want to say something for all the young people out there especially. If you take an intelligent and educated stand against something that is wrong for the betterment of people, a nation, a society, a community, etc., that's a good thing. The reason why the world or anything goes badly is because good people stop taking a stand and they let it happen. Everything bad in history has happened because people have let it happen. So if young people want to know why I take a stand against things now and then, it's not because I'm a jerk. It's because I want to see the world be a better place. And I'm just not going to take it anymore. Somebody's got to stand up. So that's why I'm doing that, okay? And if I find that I'm wrong or there's a better way to do it, I'm going to recap and go from there. But I'm not about to be pushed around. And I hope you guys appreciate that for being on the channel. You guys are saying a lot of nice things. Good day, sir. Hey, this is very nice. Guys, we have a voice. We need to speak up. Yes, you do. I got you guys. All right. So let's go on to something else, because this is fascinating. Big topic. Guys, I think his name is Ben Chen. He is the individual in New York City who recently wrecked the modified Porsche Carrera GT done by Gumball, I think called the Mirage, better part of $1 million supercar. And hit the news. And of course, everybody's going to beat up on the guy because it's the pandemic and he's probably not supposed to be out and there's no one on the streets in New York. Good morning. You see what I'm saying? Like, they really roasted the guy. And then there's talk of he was driving under the influence of drugs. I saw that reported. Don't know if it's true, but that's what the reports are. You can see this supercar blazing through an intersection. It appears that he was power on, got sideways and power on, probably came immediately off the throttle while sideways. The car hooked and went boom right into a minivan. Then the car's still running because it's mid-engine and built like an engineering brick poop house. It's live. I can't curse. Can't believe it's out. So he decides to keep driving. And somebody said like he hit more cars and then the cops got him out. He's like, on drugs or whatever. And the guy's probably jacked up on adrenaline. Who knows what's going on? So I wanted to bring that up. And I took a stand in yesterday's video because me as a car guy, which I think is reasonably representative of the car and automotive community, right? Builders, enthusiasts, people who care about our American or world cultures through the automobile and the history. We like to drive it, work on it. We care about our fellow man and community, etc. We like to go racing in closed circuits. We go to shows, drifting, aftermarket building, everything, right? Car guys. Yeah, I think it's time we took a stand against these rich piles of garbage that just wreck supercars all the time or wreck anything, because they're going to give us a bad name. Because what happens in general is whenever people have personal liberties, there's always somebody that's going to want to take that away for power. And the automobile and our ability to work on them, enjoy them, drive them, and generally everybody be cool, is definitely personal liberties. So this jackwagon, as I like to call him, that's my new favorite word. And some people pointed out, in New York is super wealthy and allegedly did not earn his money. Probably has, there's a squirrel looking at me. I'm not going to feed you right now. He's outside. I swear to God, the squirrel's outside. Anyway, so this wealthy individual, he can go through supercars like paper. He obliterated a Murcielago, like a super rare stick one. He obliterated a McLaren, and I mean like obliterated it. He's obliterated his Porsche Carrera GT Gambala, and you've seen like scraping up his Mercedes CLK GTR. This is a trend, okay? This guy doesn't care. He's giving car people a bad name. And he's an idiot. And the problem is, and Cody, Dr. M3 did a very intelligent post the other day, a friend of mine who's also a YouTuber. He's kind of like the OG of YouTubing. He said that, part of the problem is our own responsibility, because we give people like this attention through social media and effectively glorify it and give them power through the social media to do stuff like that. And he's right. But it's time for it to stop, because this individual, like, how do people not look at him? Let's just look at all the things normal people hate about what just happened. One, that's dangerous. You wrecked in Manhattan like an idiot, and you could have taken out people. Two, you're under the influence of drugs and or alcohol based upon what we saw in the reports. Bad. Three, you have a history of destroying cars driving like a jackwagon, okay, with no respect for your common man, or at least respect for knowing where your talent level is, which is crap, clearly, or respect for driving when you're under the influence. So that's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 more, right? The other thing then, see, nobody has a problem with you being wealthy, and nobody has a problem with you inheriting your wealth. But the problem is you utilize all that power to do stupid, bad things that prove you're just a wealthy screw up. You're just a screw up. Like, I don't care if your daddy didn't love you or whatever happened. Like, get over yourself. How many people out there had horrible lives and are going somewhere? Why don't you make your wealth and interest in cars matter for the future and community? Because right now, you just suck, and the world sees you as sucking. It's time for you to either do something for the future or just go away, Ben Chen. Like, we're tired of these kinds of drivers. And I know I've already been getting smack talking from people that are probably on the rallies with them and car guys like this that like their hedonistic, super wealthy ivory tower lifestyle. And I'm picking on them because, guys, it's time to get connected with reality and the rest of people, okay? Which these people are clearly not. They're picking on me. And then somebody said, like, his mother recently died and maybe his sister from coronavirus. Okay. Yeah, well, like, I had to get in a 700 horsepower car with no traction control. It was blisteringly hot in road America. My grandmother died 5-10 minutes. I get the word before I had to get in the car and race. I go wreck the cars. I go wreck other people's cars. I did a good job and dealt with it and came back. Like, you still have to be members of society. Just because something bad happens to you doesn't give you the opportunity to go out and break the law and put people in danger. You idiots, okay? So if anybody wants to say that, I'm sorry, that's sad for that person, like everybody else, but that doesn't give this supercar idiot the right to go get on drugs and go blasting around in a car that he's clearly doesn't have the interpersonal acumen or responsibility to drive. Got a Chad Carter, keep it up, Chad. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you saying that. You know, we've got to have a voice for reality, and we've got to have a voice for the automotive enthusiast, because the automobile through industrialized world is a great thing. It's part of our culture. It's part of our history, and it needs to keep mattering for the future. So we got to bring it up. We got to take a stand against stuff like this. And I'm not taking this anymore. Are you taking it? Let's see what you guys say. People are like, dangerous. It's one thing for him to crash cars and hurt himself, but he could kill other people. He does suck. Yes. Now I do have to point something out about that. It is possible to enjoy cars, motorcycles, and airplanes in a very sporty manner that would be frowned on if you want to be technical, but is also safe and worthwhile. So we all have to do that. That's kind of the gray area of personal liberty. Now, I want to bring something up that's big. So clearly with those couple of videos, the vast majority of people, when I was beating on the Petersen Museum and I was beating on this guy that wrecked the supercar, were supportive of it. And that got them feisty because they have no voice. But also, there were a few people who were triggered. And those triggered people was very clearly one type of person on both. It was the people who they wanted to tout, well, I've become wealthy and I did it on my own and I don't have to respond to you. I don't have any response. I don't have to do this. Screw you. And I had a hard day and I got to do what I want. You suck. That was basically like what all the triggered people have been like, both when I'm talking about the supercar crash in Manhattan as well as Petersen Museum. Okay, now this is a very serious topic for you guys to bring up. And I think especially for young people, this is important to know. Now, one, by no means am I taking any political standpoint whatsoever at this moment. But I'm going to point out some observations about life, the world, and history. And then we're going to go talk about building cars. Yes, okay? We're going to talk about you guys' cars. I want to hear what you're doing. So let's just, for all intents and purposes, say the United States economy is based upon capitalism. That is the nature of how our society works and gives the people the opportunity to connect, react, build businesses, and go somewhere in life, okay? And I got an NESRF. Your content is great. Hope you keep it up. I'm going to keep it up because I appreciate you guys all being part of it. We are part of this together. Pardon me, I'm going to go back. So capitalism, that's what we do, right? Now, the difficulty with that is it works really good for a while because it effectively rewards people who work hard and make a benefit to the others or the nation through industry, businesses, etc., and builds that. So it's supposed to reward hard work. But as time goes by, it sort of crumbles and breaks down. It gets pushed around and things get funky. Just look at history, okay? By no means am I getting political, guys. So here's where things go badly. Now, if you guys pay attention to Instagram, social media in general, but especially Instagram, you can follow places like Billionaire's Lifestyle, Millionaire Attitude, yay, let's get rich. And these places all talk about the nature of how to utilize money and get it to work for you. Like where you own a bunch of real estate and you rent it out so you make more money than the debt or whatever costs. And it's basically all kinds of things like that to make a bunch of money and put yourself in a position of power. Yay. However, I can tell you this. At no point ever in Billionaire Lifestyle or Millionaire Attitude or whatever these BS things are on Instagram and social media that basically turn young people into narcissistic, self-centered jackwagons that only want money. That's my opinion. At no point in any of their feeds do they talk about something called social responsibility. The reason being is that's a concept that's not a written rule for capitalism, but people from my grandfather's generation and before knew that. The World War II generation, the Great Depression era, they knew that. And that is, if you've been fortunate enough to build yourself up to a position of power, you have a certain unwritten responsibility to the world to be helpful, to be a leader, to be some kind of model, okay? And to make things happen. That's sort of what social responsibility is. And corporate social responsibility is getting noticed more. And the problem is, in our current society, internet world, nobody talks about that anymore. No one cares. And the reason the general populace is getting angry, burning about things like the Petersen Museum, when they're really not doing anything educational of value for their hundreds of millions of dollars, or like this rich buffoon who's wrecking supercars on drugs all the time and getting away with it, is that's not good social responsibility. Things are getting harder and harder for all the populace out there, and the general populace knows the way forward and thinks to go. And Lester Scruggs, well said as always, sir. Thank you. I genuinely appreciate it. Keep it going, guys. The thing is, the general populace knows what it needs. We're out there in the trenches. We make it happen. We know what it needs to make things better. But the people that get super wealthy in the position to do something about it don't, because they just like being wealthy and they think that's okay. Because nobody talks about that anymore. The World War II generation's voice has gotten quiet and relegated to history books almost. And no one else is saying it. No one else is talking about that. But the problem is the reason all the fighting of a nation comes out with this through different political things. By the way, I am taking no sides. I'm just talking from a historical 20,000 foot view kind of thing right now, you guys. The reason everybody starts fighting is because nobody ever has that common conversation as a nation and togetherness saying, hey guys, we're all in this together. Everybody's cool. It takes a lot of people to make the world go round. Let's do something worthwhile. And the problem is you get a power struggle. Hence why if you look out there in the world of the United States right now in the nature of politics, it looks like a football rivalry. Get it? So where I'm going with this is just remember for all the young people, if you are fortunate to be fortunate and have pre-positioning in life, or you happen to get there through hard work, then consider mattering for people in the future. Doesn't make you any less wealthy, powerful, or acknowledged, but it is the right thing to do. And if you all like where we live and how we live, that is an important key of moving forward. And hence why, frankly, I did Genius Garage. Hello. I could have just been an idiot driving around in exotic cars, going to Cars and Coffee, picking up girls, doing all this, but I had my fun. It was time to make something matter for the future. So that is the reason why I will take a stand and pick on jackwagons on blow, wrecking supercars. Don't care about anybody with a bunch of money, does nothing for anybody. Get over yourself, people. I don't care. Those people are not car people. I don't want them to ruin it for me. And that's why I don't like places with absurd amounts of money that are really doing nothing for the community, but pretending they do and then patting themselves on the back. Doesn't work for me. All right, you guys. I hope you like that. We are going to move on. I want to talk with you and about you, but those are some big topics I wanted to talk about. And someone here, Malcolm Scott, writes, corporate and social philanthropy crucial at times like these. Yes, sir, they are. My grandfather used to say in the Great Depression, when he was a kid, he realized that people would give the shirt off their back or give a blanket or help people stay in times of need. It was a community. And I think that is what stuck with my grandfather to help his community through his life. So yes, I agree with you, Malcolm. Let's see. Yeah, I hear the word peasants. That's funny. All right, you guys. I was told that only you are responsible for the consequences of your actions. Well, Michael, that is having personal responsibility, and it's something that I think everybody should be instilled with as a child. If you screw up because you're doing dumb things, guess whose fault that is? Yours. Okay? And people can make mistakes and get better and do something worthwhile, and I hope we can allow people to do that, not just destroy their lives for all time because of the nature of the internet. But yeah, and I can probably also know a lot else by the way you... I know the cut of your jib, sir, from a statement as such. I hope you will receive Mr. Jackwagon in an interview. You know what? I would interview Ben Chen. I would give him the commonality, respect, and everything to interview him and have him be on and not beat him up. But depending on how it is at the end, I might kindly ask him, why doesn't he consider doing X, Y, or Z instead of the actions that he's doing right now? And I would be very happy to, team up with him. I'm sure he's got a lot of good to offer the world. I've got a lot of good to offer the world. I'm sure we have strengths in different places. Maybe we can be stronger together. But if he's just going to be an idiot and wreck supercars and endanger people's lives, then I don't know. Let the world rough him up. I mean, we don't have any time for that. But I'd be down to hear him. Okay, here's something important to hear both sides of the story. Sir Bader, there is no both sides of the story. Guy did drugs, got in car, made bad decisions, drove out of his talent level, endangered people. Does it time and time again. Okay? Crappy life, psychological issues, don't know why. Don't think anybody made him do it other than himself. There's not much more to it than that. There's no two sides of the story, okay? It's not arguing. The guy's screwing up. But maybe together we can help him not screw up. That would be cool, okay? Teach him how to drive that Porsche. No, he doesn't need to. He's doing well enough. He's driving it super fast on drugs. He could probably drive okay. We just need to help the guy, the individual, okay? Like I roasted him, but we could potentially help him out. So, hey, Ben Chen, if you're watching or anybody is, let's get together and talk about this. Why not? Okay. All right. Somebody writes here, Christopher Mondi, you're the nicest evil genius I've ever seen. Thank you. All right. Somebody writes, your thoughts on the Indy 500 being moved to August. I didn't know, but makes sense. Let's just hope it doesn't go digital. Maybe if it goes digital, here's what we do. Roger Penske will hate us. Let's all storm Indianapolis. We'll just have our own race. Yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be badass. It won't be a bunch of trust fund babies and spec series cars bouncing off billows. Oops, that was a little mean. That was underhanded. I wanted to do that. You guys get it. I was being a little mean, being a little fun. I'm not actually saying that we storm Indianapolis. Okay, Roger Penske. We're not going to do that. Okay. All right, so let's move on to some fun things and like more heartwarming things with the time I got you guys. All right, so how many people out there saw me sell the Greenwood Corvette that's Genius Garages for $5,000, and we sold it to a young man only. This is a young man named Sam Avery, spelled with an E, E-V-E-R-Y, okay? Lives in upstate New York. He is 25 years old. He is a scrappy, rough and tumble individual that knows how to get things done. And his social media is Wild Strawberry Garage. I'm going to type that in, you guys. do me a favor. Strawberry Garage. Go follow him. Great guy. I am so impressed. And I mean, I have no stake in him or his life other than just helping carry the torch of vintage cars for the future. But this young man, he's already got Sluggy's chassis primed, like ready to go. It's sitting on a rolling. Things are mocked up. He's got a birdcage. He's got the body sitting on it. It's amazing. Amazing. This kid is crushing it. And his channel's got great attitude. It's funny. It's fun. It's entertaining. And he is totally real. He is real. So follow him. It's really good. And he's getting better. The channel's getting more polished, but his realness is just as bright. So follow Wild Strawberry Garage on YouTube. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I'd like to see his channel grow. I think he's going to be a great a figure for historic cars and vintage cars and racing for the future as a young person. So I think you guys are going to enjoy that. How did you make enough money to support Genius Garage? What did you do before this? Well, Dayton, I don't support Genius Garage per se. There were, frankly, wealthy individuals whom I knew that trusted me and what I'm doing and the message and believed in what I do. And they have donated a little money here or there, and by a little money, sometimes it's a fair amount, to make it exist. Beyond that, I work my ASS off horrifically and make a teeny tiny amount of money and barely just get by or go backwards to build something of greatness. So I hope what I've done is going to matter for the future. Otherwise, it would have been much better off financially to not have done Genius Garage and keep going. So I work myself to the bone. Forget burning the candle at both ends. I threw it into the fire. And fortunately, there were some wealthy people out there that believed in what I was doing and are perfectly happy to be just behind the scenes and see good things happen out there in the world. So that's how it did. So a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck. That's it. I just care, okay? I know how horrible it is to be a young person in this day and age, and I know how broken the educational system is and how nobody will give anybody a shot. I lived it. It burned. I didn't like it, so I thought I'd fix it. That's it. All right. Lester Suggs, love the video and have been following him on the build so far. He is making more progress than any snob would have at this point. Darn right, Lester. He's crushing it. Sam at Wild Strawberry Garage. You guys follow him. Wild Strawberry Garage. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, really like it. Really proud of him. Any of you guys out there find some support, you can help him out. He is just a young guy. He's crushing it, but I'm sure he could use any help. If there's any donations, any companies that might give him tires, brakes, an engine, I don't know. But help him out. I mean, he's representing all the young people out there that want to race and do stuff. This is good. All right. Somebody writes, I wish there would have been something like Genius Garage when I was a kid. Well, thank you very much. JCS Adventures means a lot. And I do hear that often. So I appreciate that. We're moving on. Don't forget, guys, we got Super Chat. If you got any big, profound things you want to talk about, we got about a half hour left here. Maybe you have a great topic of conversation. Maybe you have an opinion. Maybe you want to argue with me. It's cool. I'll treat you with respect, but we can do that. So I'm going to move on from Wild Strawberry Garage to my garage. So Genius Garage like and build's going. How many of you all saw the naked Porsche Boxster donuts earlier this week when I stripped down the Porsche to get it ready for students and the build and teaching and had a little bit too much fun for the sake of showmanship on the internet? Did you guys all see that? I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. All right. Okay, so how can you get into Genius Garage? You got to apply with a resume and cover letter. Send it in an email. Currently, we're not taking anybody new, but if you'd like to do something maybe in the fall or later, learn coach building, work on a certain race car, depending on what you're doing with your life, then you need to hit me a little more directly and say, hey, man, here's what I want to do. I want to come there. This is a real world. I'm not some giant bureaucracy like a school or whatever. We can just make things happen. Let's do it. Let's go. All right. You guys love the delicious donuts. Lots of fun. I have been asked this question a couple times. What do you think about the 300-plus car garage making the rounds on the internet? Haven't seen it. That's a heck of a lot of cars to hoard. It's going to be hard to liquidate, and I'm sure they're all rotting. Don't like it, and I think whomever collected all those either didn't plan their business decisions very well for 300 cars to be found and liquidated, or they hoarded them so much they probably could have done better things for the future, their family, or society, and enjoyed cars just as much or more. That's what I think. Okay, so guys, I want to go on to my channel here. So I hope you guys have been enjoying my channel, Casey Putsch YouTube channel. I think we're finding a nice rhythm. Casey's 80s Garage, I think that is great fun. Radwood's a big thing, obviously. The 80s was a super cool time for car design. Maybe they weren't super fast, but we can mod them and make it better. And there's so many awesome cars from Europe, Japan, and America from the 1980s that are very affordable for everybody. So I'm enjoying doing that. Connecting with you all, and I know it's inspired a bunch of people out there to go out and buy your 80s cars, whether it's an MR2. There's been a bunch of people that have bought a Porsche 944 because of my videos, and I'm super honored. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm going to keep it going. because I think 80s cars are the new thing for everybody. And I do know, like, I always see like a Haggerty article or something. They're like, yeah, it's a hot new thing to invest in 80s cars. Shut up, Haggerty. You're going to ruin it for everybody. Stop trying to inflate the prices of 80s cars. Okay, next thing. All you 80s guys out there, look, I already know that greed based on the Fast and the Furious and lust has inflated the prices of the Supras, you know what I mean, from the 90s and some Skylines. Relax. Otherwise, we're going to end up being no better than the boomers who hoarded the cars, okay? Let's relax. This is a cool car community together. Don't be that selfish. Let's all have fun, build your cars and work on it, and let's all be reasonable, okay? That's the only way cars are going to continue and they're going to matter is if we're all reasonable. Just saying that. So I hope you guys enjoy Casey's 80s Garage. Obviously, I got the like and build coming up. And I'll call it like maybe the Friday freak out. I talk about current events and, throw some punches, talk about what the car community thinks. The real guys, the people with no voice. But I got something new, a new idea I think you're going to like. That also, I'd like to impart this upon Genius Garage as well as some things myself. So it hit me. Guys, think about this. All the most amazing cars, those one-off hand-built things that won races from lore and history that are in books, all those cars are now relegated to museums and wealthy persons' collections. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, just the way it is right now, okay? So, guys, let's talk about this. All the most amazing cars from the past and the histories are now in wealthy people's collections and museums. What do you think of that factoid? Tell me right now, what do you guys think about that? Because I think it's kind of sad. Because those stories from histories of those incredible men and women who did daring and strong things that were intelligent, all those stories have been polished into pretty little Fabergé eggs. But the stories are almost gone. And history is written by the victor, is it not? So the collectors in the museums get to write it any way they want and hoard it to themselves. Naturally, they're going to skew it for their own collecting. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but here's where I'm going with it. So we live in an interesting time in terms of the industrial. There's loads of cool engines and parts and things you can buy secondhand on eBay. And a lot of those things that were in mass-produced cars are very similar to special prototypey things that were done long ago, like in the 30s, 50s, and 60s, etc. But what's missing? What's missing is the aptitude, skill, and hand craftsmanship and daring spirit of the past to build the cars of old. I'm not just talking about replicas for some fancy person so they don't hurt their old car. I'm talking about doing it again. So here's what I'm suggesting my YouTube channel, a new part of it become in the future. I'm going to start building close replicas of the most insane cars of history. And I'm going to drive the wheels off of them. Even the really nasty, dangerous ones. You know what I'm talking about? The Silver Arrows, the V12 and V16 German cars that were doing 250 plus miles an hour in the 30s. Yes! Yeah! Coach, build that. I can still get similar tires and wire wheels. The chassis is nothing. I can build that. There's plenty of V12 engines laying around. Yeah, they're modern, but who cares? I can build a nasty car. Coach, build it. English wheel, hammer it, plenishing hammer. You know what I'm talking about? The other thing, how cool would this be? So Bentley, right? What do you guys think of Bentley? Come on, tell me right now. What do you think about Bentley as a car manufacturer? What does it mean? What do you think of the kind of people who drive Bentleys? What does the mark mean to you right now? I really want to know, guys. Let's talk about Bentley. Come on, hit me. Okay, if you're listening to this, I'm drinking coffee. All right, so anyway, Bentleys nowadays, okay? Continental GT, they're fancy. They're a little bit more daring than Rolls-Royce, but basically the same thing as a Rolls-Royce. Something that Paris Hilton would paint to drive around with Lindsay Lohan, right? That's what we think of Bentley nowadays. All right? Winners, losers, etc. Blah, blah. Winners, losers, etc. Anyone can write history. You have a point, Dwayne, but usually when the losers write history, they get hit pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just an overpriced Volkswagen. Oh, that is snarky, sir. I like that. That's your price of a Bentley. Got lots of in aspects, versions of a Rolls Royce. True. Okay, cool cars. You guys like endurance racing, giant money pits, overpriced, unreliable Volkswagens. Bentley equals what the liberal think the middle class drive. Okay. We don't need to be political, but it's funny either way. All right. Bentley equals sports luxury, but a little gangster in some specs. All right, let's go with that, Malcolm. A little gangster. Why? Did you say gangster or gangsta? Oh, gangsta. Yeah. So... Sorry, guys. I haven't had too much coffee. I'm just entertained. I'm having fun with you guys. I hope you are having fun, too. Now, this is interesting. Malcolm, I believe, said Bentley's a little gangster. Now, Dan says Bentley equals pretentious and unreliable, pretty much like foreign films Oscars. Oh, the Cannes Foreign Film Festival. Yes. Okay, guys. Let me tell you what I think about Bentley and what I'm going to do about it. I think even Bentley's going to like this. You know, all the Bentley Club people out there. Yes. Okay, so let the wankers have it to pretend they're cool. Now, here's an interesting thing about history. So, Whether it's a Rolex or a Bentley or whatever, right? All things that get like expensive and fancy for rich people. But way back in the day, they were for rough and tumble daring people. Bentley is that same way. You know what I'm saying? Like Rolex back in the 50s and 60s was just a tougher watch you go if you're like a pilot or a diver and it wasn't for rich people. Like Patek Philippe was for rich people. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all fine and fancy. But now Rolex is for rich people because they just want to pretend they're cool. Oh, my computer just freaked out. Hold on, guys. My computer is freaking out. You're still there. Hooray. Okay. So you get where I'm going with that. Bentley in the 1920s, before it was bought by Rolls-Royce and kind of sissified and gentrified, was like wild and woolly and rough and tumble. Yeah. Oh, like the manliest of cars in the Bentleys in the 1920s. It's just awesome. Awesome. That's what a Bentley is. You can drive it from Paris to Peking, which is Beijing now, the hard way, over the mountains of Mongolia, ford through rivers, racing at Le Mans. I don't know, those people were half drunk back then, but they needed to be. Those were rough and tumble and difficult from the olden days. Yes, that's what Bentley is. So here's what I suggest with my channel. Let's bring things back. So I said I'll build a Silver Arrows car and just drive it like a madman and drift it around with goggles and a leather cap and no seatbelt. Yeah, okay, that's dangerous, Casey. No crap. History was dangerous. We're going to bring it back. Bentley. So Racing Green or British Racing Green, they make beautiful replicas of the 20s Bentleys based on a 1950s Bentley chassis. Nobody wants a 1950s Bentley. You can buy a down on luck one for $10,000. So what I'm saying is in the future, it'll probably be next year that I do this, I'm going to get a 50s Bentley, strip it down, totally re-coach build one, darn close to a 1920s Bentley. But instead of being a fancy pants, going to a golf course to sit around in a circle of jerks. I won't go to the concours. I'm going to drive it across America the hard way, rough and tumble, gravel roads. I'm going to go off-roading with my buddy in Idaho. I'm going to take it up to Bundy Hill in Michigan. Why not? Let's go off-roading in a 20s Bentley. That's the way it was done. Goggles, man stuff, tent, fishing pole. Yeah, I don't know. Just catch fish and eat them. Catch a fire, make a fire. 20s Bentley. Yeah, the hard way. And then maybe, who knows, maybe we get like a sponsor or something. Send it to Europe. Bang around Europe. Find all the cool old stuff. Yeah, drive the 20s Bentley around the Nürburgring. That's what I'm talking about. It's manly stuff. We can build it. We can build it together, you guys. We can relive the history the fun way, the hard way, the real way. Not just a fancy gentrified museum and concourse. We can start building it again. It's time to get the English wheel out, you guys. This is a whole new renaissance of the car world. There's cheap cars we can buy out there. We can buy all the parts that are similar and make our dreams, you guys. I realized it the other day. So check this out. I think I said on VinWiki or somewhere, like the Ask Me Anything, that 1 million subscriber AMA. What were my top 5 cars, money, no object? And 2 of them I said was a 1920s Bentley. The other one was a 58 pontoon Fender Testarossa. Another was a Lancia Stratos. Now, truth be told, the only way I can afford those cars, okay, in the future is if I give up doing everything I'm doing. That includes Genius Garage and All Out, go into private equity and just build up companies to make money for the sake of making money. And I could do that. I literally could do that. I could make 2 phone calls right now and do that. Crush Genius Garage, just go off and do it. But what would I do? What would I be doing for the world? Nothing. I'd just be making money for the sake of money. And then I try to afford my dreams. If I can get it then, that's stupid. Stupid. But you know what I can do? I can just build them. We can build them together. We can all build our dreams from the past. Let the rich people have their shiny things in the museums. We'll build them. It's a renaissance. Yes. We'll do it on the channel. I don't have a name for it. I don't know, like KCGD Gentrifies Motorsports History or something, or like The Time Machine. That's kind of lame. I know. But it's going to be fun. We can do it together, right? So I put a picture on my community of the Lancia Stratos Zero. I'll bring up a picture on my phone for those of you who don't know. It's not the Lancia Stratos. It's the Stratos Zero. It was a very cool Bertoni one-off concept. It was 33 inches tall, looked like a doorstop, and the windshield would fold open. You lay down in it. And I don't know. I think it's just some dumb fancy pants museum. And you only ever see video of it at a concours driving 2 miles an hour with 5 people. Ew, may I put the hood down? May I help you with the prop rod? Ew, you and your seersucker pants and hat, you get to drive it. They're so fancy. You can wave out the little windows. Shut up. Go drive it on the road. Power slide it. Get on the track. Ew, but we can't. It's very dangerous. It's just a bespoke thing to look at. It's avant-garde art. Oh, shut up. I'm going to make one. Yeah, I'm going to make one. Lancia Stratos Zero. Boom. All I need is an English wheel, a welder, and the pictures. And I want to show this to you guys because there's great platforms out there. The original one used a Lancia Fulvia, which would be in a front engine, dorky looking little Lancia. It's like 4-cylinder transaxle, but they put it in the back. And that performs lame. So why not use Porsche Flat 6 transaxle? Yeah, we're going to make a manly one. And I know Lancia Stratos, Lancia Zero is a dangerous, dangerous car, and you probably can't see out of it. I don't care. We should drive it. It's going to be awesome. Beautiful. I'm going to show you guys how to build it. That'll be the first one. And I hope that inspires you guys to pick up old school, old world craftsmanship. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we are. Oh, hey, we can just kind of make fun of people. The fancy pants, remember? Oh, I got to go through this. But anyway, hopefully that'll inspire you guys to potentially want to go build your dreams as well. Oh, ads on YouTube. Here we go. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm going to build this, you guys. Check it out. Yes. There's only one. And then there's a knockoff one that was come from Michael Jackson Moonwalker. But we can build this. We can do it with basic tools. You guys can do it too. Let's build our dreams. Stratos Zero in the future. And I want to teach you guys how to do it. Because if you can find an old chassis, you know, you can build your dream. We can do it. You know what I mean? You can take an old Corvette, like C3 Corvette, buy it for $1,500. It runs. Sell the body panels off somebody that needs to fix it. And then you can build like a 50 sports racer out of aluminum. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so I got something from here from EJ Casey. Video idea, modern car security. I work in cybersecurity and features/complexity equals more vulnerabilities. Video idea, modern car security. Oh, I see your point. More vulnerabilities. Yeah, sure. I mean, people can hack into cars. That's dumb. Like, good luck hacking into my 944. Right? No, that's a very good point. A lot of scary things, EJ. But hopefully the world is still gritty enough in a real world place with dirt and sticks and water and air that we don't end up being in a 1984 type society. I don't. Orson Welles is fun to think about, not fun to experience in general. Thinking the War of the Worlds. Never mind. So, but yeah, guys, we can build our dreams. I just think that's going to be so fun. And Lancia Stratos Zero is something that captivated me as a young person. I did a design of it in high school that was inspired by it. There's something called a Scorpion. And I'd really like to build something like that to show you guys what can be done to inspire. I'd like to build a 20s Bentley in the future and just go rough and tumble, adventuring around the world the hard way. I think that's great. Let it get stone chips and rocked and bent up and muddy. That's what they were for. That's what history was. So I'm excited because I'm going to keep doing Casey's 80s Garage. I'm going to keep doing Genius Garage. We'll show what happens with helping and mentoring young people and helping get them jobs and forward their careers to the automotive world. But you know what? I think it's time somebody grabs the history books and goes right back in it, that knows how to build it and starts doing it again. Because only then can somebody that's unbiased, not just doing it for the sake of a wealth or a manufacturer or their own personal gain, can retell the story of the past. Isn't that neat? So like the Silver Arrows cars. Oh, here goes. Casey's going to make Mercedes mad again. So the Silver Arrows cars, the Mercedes-based ones, are probably all at a Mercedes factory museum, and that's cool. And once in a while, they'll get them out on an empty track and let some old Formula One driver drive it around and say how insane they are. And that's cool and all, but I want to see how nasty it was back in the day when they were filled with crazy fuel of like benzene, acetone, hydrazine, super carcinogenic crap. And in the pits, like Caracciola or Nuvolari or somebody would down like a glass of wine and then go rip off with those seatbelts sideways with 800 horsepower. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. We got to do that again. So except for the wine, maybe, you know, modern days don't like that. Let's not do that part. All right. Would you ever do a Gambler 500 or a 24 Hours of Lemons? Possibly, if I had the right jaunty crew of people to have fun with. But I am pretty busy building and doing the YouTube thing, and I hope that you guys enjoy that. So I don't know how often I'm going to be able to get out to do events, but I'm going to be looking into it. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. The weather's getting better. If we could go outside. It's like we're all grounded, you guys. Oh, here's an interesting thing to think of. So the government's all grounded us for our own health and safety, like little kids. All right. So they have enough power to do that for people that they don't deem essential, but they don't have enough power to tell all the banks to let us just stop making payments and loans. Food for thought. Okay. Come on. My Ducati never once broke. I never said smack about your Ducati. What's wrong with your Ducati? Why? Did you not dry it? Ooh, burn. It's not a burn on Ducati. Yeah, my Ducati did okay too. Which Silver Arrow is your favorite? W125. Actually, W125 is one I'm looking at replicating right now. If I'm not mistaken, that one was from 1937. Now, I got to bring up a picture of that, you guys. That is a Grand Prix typical car, front engine. Let's look it up. W125, front engine. Now, what's interesting, the 125 is early. It's very pretty. Here, I'm bringing up a picture, you guys. Here we go. Okay. Hope you guys can see this okay. There's the W125 Grand Prix car. And if I'm not mistaken, God, it could be. I think that has a massively awesome, doggone it, stop calling me, people. Be gone. It has a massively powerful supercharged straight 8. And it has a transaxle in the rear with a DD rear suspension, which is really weird. There aren't really any transaxles that match sort of well for that anymore. So I'm going to have to do something a little funkier with the transmission and rear suspension, but it does have double 2 A-arm suspension in the front. It's a really neat car. So yeah, I'd like to do that. That one also has the engine in straight and the drive shaft went under the seat. I believe the next year with the Silver Arrows, the engine went in slightly crooked from inline. And then the prop shaft went to the side of the driver so the driver could sit down super low. The car got lower, and then it went in the transaxle that way. So that's a neat car. Patrick Charles, Casey, what is your unattainable dream car? Well, Patrick, now I said we're going to build it. Nothing. Because I and you guys, anybody, we can go out and build any car we want. We're just going to build it. We'll just do it together. So my unattainable dream car is the one I'm about to build next. And then it's attainable. And we have fun with it. So I think that's my new attitude, you guys. Let the rich people have their old ones from history. We'll just go build new ones. It's going to be great fun. It's a renaissance. Yes. Okay. But I think I'm going to build a 20s Bentley, the Lancia Strato Zero, and a Silver's Arrows cars will be on my short list coming up. All right. Looks like a hot dog with wheels. Yes, it does, but it is a cool hot dog. I have a feeling people are going to make a lot of dick jokes when I build that car. And hey, that's cool. My brain does not comprehend how you're going to turn this lichen plastic into a real car with 2 hands and brain power and cool students and a team of people that share the vision. You're going to have to stay tuned. Every Tuesday, this channel, Casey Putz channel, going to put lichen updates. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The tools. Yes, man stuff. Oh, girl stuff too. People stuff. We like to build. This person writes that W125 had a crazy horsepower rating that wouldn't be seen again in Grand Prix racing until the 80s. Yeah! With 1930s tires. That's what I'm talking about. So if I build the 125, I'm not going to put a straight 8 engine in because there's not really any good straight 8 engines anymore that you can readily get. So I think I'm going to do a Mercedes V12, similar to what was in the Pagani Zonda, except I'm going to supercharge it. Yeah. It's going to be horrific. Horrific car. It's going to be great. You guys are going to love it. Somebody writes, you had my unattainable dream car when you had the Countach. There's a kit called Prevost. I'd love to see one of those built. I want to build one someday. Well, hey, Christopher Monday, M-O-N-D, M-O-N-D-Y. Okay, so here's the thing on the Countach, you guys. I loved it. It was very beautiful, but it was a cantankerous, handmade piece of crap. Truth be told, that's what they are, okay? They're fun to drive. You got to work on them a lot, and they're kind of delicate. Okay, so here's the thing that's cool about a Countach drivetrain. Let's break it down in case we want to build a better dream than owning a Countach. So the V12 engine in a Countach, a Diablo, and a Murcielago, which is basically the evolution of the same car. Like a Diablo is a warmed over Countach, and a Murcielago is a warmed over Diablo. The engine, the V12 engine, is in backwards, i.e. the clutch and the output is on the front, like the front portion of where the engine sits in relation to the car. And all the ancillaries and belt drive and stuff is on the rear as it is in the car. So the V12 engine and the Countach and Diablo are backwards from what you would normally think. So the clutch is in the front, and the transmission, because it's a normal transmission, it's not a transaxle, the transmission is on the front of the engine, and way out on a little stalk is where the shifter is. So when you sit in a Countach and a Diablo, the transmission is actually underneath your arm, basically right there. And then what happens is there's a drop shaft that comes out of it and a prop shaft that runs through a massive oil pan of the V12. And then the differential is mounted on the back of the oil pan just below the ancillaries. So what I was thinking is, I'm like, that's not that hard. I could probably come up with something. So I've been looking at how I can make a similar drivetrain layout because transaxles that handle a lot of horsepower are expensive. So how would I build my own Lamborghini Countach Diablo Murcielago S-Trans drivetrain if I wanted to build an even cooler looking car that's faster and more dangerous? So the T56 transmission that's used in, I think, some Camaros. It's also used in my Aston Martin DB7 V12 car. It's used in the Viper. It's for a front engine layout. So if you take, let's say, a Viper engine or an LS engine and orient it like you do in the Countach with the clutch on the front, you put a T56 on it. There's some really cool transfer cases for four-wheel drive that you can bolt on the front, and it drops down here, and you could put a prop shaft, drive shaft, either to the side, clocked, and run it through a custom oil pan that you make, and then mount a differential in the back. So you can make, effectively, your own Lamborghini drivetrain with T56 gearbox and like a Viper engine or something that, frankly, is going to make more horsepower, last longer, and be stronger than a Lambo one. Just make your own drivetrain configured the same. And then you build a cool space frame chassis to go around it. And, people have already done the Countach thing. So I say we just look in the history books and find the coolest Italian prototypes and concepts. We just build something cooler. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to do. So, hey, man, I dig that you like the Countach, but why don't we build a better dream? I think everybody sees a dream because it was in the past. So, when I had a Countach, I was fortunate. This was before they exploded in value and took everything I had to get. It was also a dream, for me and a kid, the posters, the movies, all that jazz. Cannonball. Countach in real life is never going to be as good as Cannonball Run, by the way. Never, okay? Unless you just rag it out. Although Jay Leno daily drove one, put like 80,000 miles on it. It's pretty good, I think. But anyway, it's never going to be as good as reality. So what I'm saying is, let the memories be cool. Enjoy that. But if you can't afford that, don't chase a dream you can't have. Then why don't we all get inspired by what we were dreamed of in the past in history and pop culture, and let's build new dreams, okay? Because when you build a car, think of it, you guys. When they say, if you took a person, this is theoretical. Let's not do this because it's getting creepy Soylent Green. And you broke down what made a person's body into the value of whatever the elements and things are. People are worth nothing based on but they're people. They have to grow. They have life. It's like a tree. It's only worth so much in wood, but it could be worth more as that. It's like a car, right? All these cars that are worth 10, 50, $75 million. You really think the aluminum and steel in that car is worth that much money? Heck no. It's the craftsmen and the people and the daring people that made it cool and beautiful and exciting for the memories that made it worth that much money. So what I'm saying is, let's just let go of these old cars in the past and be inspired by them, enjoy them when we see them. Let's build new stuff together. So that's what I'm excited about, and that's what I want to do, and I hope you guys are excited about that. If you got any questions, you guys, or you got anything you want to talk of, hit me up. I've just been going on trying to see this, so I hope you guys enjoy it. One guy says, this sounds dangerous AF. You're damn right it's dangerous AF. Boom. That's why it's going to be awesome, because you guys can just sit back and watch me do it, and you can decide, I'm never going to do that, but I'm going to watch Casey do it. Or you can be like, I'm going to do that too. But, do it safe, right? Don't be like me. Okay, I'm just going to do my thing, and it's going to be cool, right? Be safe. But, yeah, I'm going to do it. And you know what else is dangerous AF? Life, okay? So we're going to be cool and try not to get hurt. But we're going to go live. Let's go live, guys. Let's go build. That's what I'm feeling. Yes. Okay. So this guy writes, request James Bond Lotus submarine build, LOL. No. Lame. I want the evil geniuses floating, sinking, cool, society. Yeah, that's cool. Except I just won't do horrible things like that guy. That's much better. Come on. Let's dream big. Let's dream big. Okay. What about Captain Nemo's Nautilus? Yes. Nuclear submarine in the 1800s. That's what I'm talking about. Here's an interesting. Casey Putsch, what do you think about DTM cars? Mainly the Merc. I think DTM are rough and tumble and cool, and they spent a crap load of money on them. I also have gotten to put my hands on the only Mercedes DTM car to leave the factory once. It was in the same garage that I built the turbine-powered Batmobile in long ago. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, people spent... DTM was out of control. It's cool, though. Ooh, Lane Care W is talking about Ozzy Man. I'm a fan of Ozzy Man. How about you guys? Would say, yeah, I don't know about building a dodgy boat car. Whatever, Ozzy Man. This is going to be sweet. You can comment on it all day. All right, guys. So that's pretty cool. Also, I got to throw something out there. So as you guys obviously know, my sponsor is I can't talk. I'm sorry. Coffee time. Break. As you guys know, my channel is sponsored by Avalon King Ceramic Coating. So that's an interesting thing, because when somebody gets sponsored by a product and they endorse it or say something good about it, I'm just doing that because it's money. No, because, well, it is for a lot of people, but in this circumstance, no, because I'm not going to have a product on my channel when I say all these big things and go to bat for everybody and piss off a bunch of billionaires if I don't actually believe in it. And the crazy thing is, I use it on the Viper. I use it on the 944. They flat out look amazing. And then so the 944 I'm daily driving, it's rained on it 3 times. I've been driving it in filth. I haven't had to wash it. The crap just comes off of it. And then the MR2 was looking ratty because it was old and oxidized. And I painted the fender flares gloss, and they look perfect because it's brand new paint. I'm like, yeah, crap. I have to paint the fender flares satin because the rest of the car looks like crap. And I go, wait a minute, I should try ceramic coating. It made it look good. So the stuff actually really works, you guys. I'm going to type it on right now. You guys should follow their channel. Partially selfishly, I say that. Follow Avalon King's channel right now, because I think Andrew, who's doing the videos where he calls me an evil genius and he's building a Fiero, is freaking hilarious. And I really want to go duke it out with him with the MR2. So please follow Avalon King's channel. The product works. I love it. I'm done with waxes. these little, silver bottles are the only thing I use on these cars. I'm legit using it on everything I got because it works that good. And I love having this rivalry. So I hope you guys follow them. It's really great stuff. All right. This guy got held for review. I'll show it. Kurt Dowg. He writes, Casey, you kick AWS. Good person for the car community. Thank you. I wish more people knew about your Left Lane Losers video. Well, share it, man. Left Lane Losers. The bane of the existence of American drivers everywhere in Europe. These are the same people that are hoarding toilet paper in a pandemic. Left Lane Losers. That's why they can't see you to get over. They got all this toilet paper in the back. They can't see you in the rearview mirror. It's not their fault. Oh, yeah, it's their fault. Okay. Oh, God. It's a good thing I don't. Somebody writes, ceramic coating is nutty. It is nutty. It's crazy how well it works, honestly, man. What about building a car similar to a Countach made on a front-wheel drive car, engine and transmission, but installed in the rear? That's easy. There's something mechanically cool about a engine with too many cylinders. It sounds pretty and it's fun. So if you're going to build something that's as avant-garde and ridiculous as a Countach of Italian design, it's got to be over the top. So I really don't want to put in a front-wheel drive transmission and engine, transaxle, because it's just not, doesn't have that certain je ne sais quoi. Probably butchered that, but whatever. You guys get what I mean, right? Like, we don't have to build an avant-garde, ridiculous supercar with 12 cylinders, but we want to. It's art. It's fun. Why not? But, there is value to taking front-wheel drive drivetrains and putting it in a mid-engine car, such as the Lotus Exige and Lotus Elise. Those are spectacular performing little cars. It's just that if I'm going to build something, I want it to be absurd and stretch the imagination for fun or mean something in the future. So that's the direction I'm going to go. This person writes, have you put the ceramic coating on your 944? I'm trying to fix the paint on my 920 for it. Oh, Hugh, what's up? Absolutely, I have. But remember, you got to polish it first, okay, with get up to swirl remover, but don't wax it or put the sealer on. So you go to that spot, get it looking pretty darn nice, really nice, shiny. And then it just has a super microscopic things and nothing to protect it. And then you alcohol swab it to protect it. Then you ceramic coating. Done. Boom. Yes. And I've been doing 2 coats on mine because once you do it one coating, it's fun. And then you just let it cure the amount that you need to, and then you coat it again, and it's better. So you can coat them. And since you've gone through the trouble to do that, you might as well put a good coating on it. It also works amazing on plastics. So like the door handles on the 80s cars and stuff. Just clean them off, or the windshield wiper arms, things you can never get back and you think you have to repaint, just ceramic coating. They look pretty darn good right away. Taillights, all that stuff, plastic, vinyl. Guys, it freaking rules. I've used it on the MR2, the 944, and the Viper. I'm going to use it on my dirt bike even. I want to test that out. I'll probably do a video on that because I want to see how good it works in the dirt. We'll see. Okay. Somebody writes, I'm not looking forward to repainting my car. LOL, it's too far gone. Well, my MR2 is pretty crappy. Rewind back to my MR2 series. A lot of oxidation. I thought it was gone too. I was going to have to paint it, but I was able to bring it back. And between a random orbital buffer and ceramic coating, I got it back, man. So somebody writes, Casey, what are the rules around building your own car from parts and wanting to daily drive it? Well, Chad Carter, if you do that, you build it from scratch, you got to get it inspected by a state. It's a big rigmarole, pain in the butt. The easiest way to do it is to buy a car that already exists with a title, strip it down, and then modify the heck out of it and make a hot rod. And then you don't have to get inspected, or at least not in Ohio. So then it's up to you to build something that basically won't get a ticket and isn't unsafe. So the easiest way, if you want to modify the heck out of a car, is buy something and strip it down to nothing. You already have a title, you already have maybe a frame, or at least bulkheads and suspension and drivetrain or wiring harness, and then sell off the stuff you don't need and then build your dream from there. If you're building something super from scratch, you either have to go through rigmarole getting inspected like an assembled vehicle, or you just have to plan to not drive it on the street. So that's the best wisdom I can give you. Choose what works best for you, and of course the laws where you are at, as well as the safety of your fellow man and motorists. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm gonna have to go here soon, but I was late. So how about another 5 minutes? If anybody's got a big question, hit me up. We can super chat. But looking forward. I hope you guys are looking forward to the channel. I'm going to keep Casey's 80s garage going with just cool 80s cars to inspire you all for your first sports cars, or you're reliving it, just having fun for everything. The Top Gun bike, the Scirocco, the Porsche 928, 944, Toyota MR2. Maybe we'll get a Nissan in there. It's going to be great fun. Maybe I'll bring a DeLorean in. It's just going to be awesome. So let's have fun with Casey's 80s garage. The Genius Garage Lycan Hypersport build is going to be epic. And I want to keep Genius Garage going, doing neat builds in the future. So what's going to be. I personally would like to start coach building cars. It'll probably be later this summer or fall. I'm going to get back to that Auburn, finish it up before I'm on. Probably the Lancia Stratos Zero will be my first coach build. And we're going to start building our dreams from the past, making history come back alive, rough and tumble with no filter. Yeah. All right. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. That's what's coming up. If you got any great ideas for my channel where I can go, that is something that is reasonably affordable in time and money for me to do that the general populace and cardom would enjoy, let's do that. And I really look forward to it. As a note, going back to it, Petersen Museum did see in that press release that they are committed to paying their employees through this pandemic. So that is nice, good leadership there. And they were touting what they were doing, education. I think what they're doing in education, the value they're providing is minuscule compared to the money they have. So that is my critique of that place. And then Ben Chen, the young individual who has wrecked the supercar in Manhattan and has wrecked a bunch in the past and apparently has some issues with substance based on the writings. I did condemn him as a car enthusiast in saying that he does not represent cardom. However, I will not condemn him as a person. So if by some magic stretch of the imagination, Ben Chen would like to do a video, get together, maybe we Skype, I would be happy to talk with him. Let's find out who he is and what his strengths are as a person and value to society. And maybe we can all help him get back on the right track together. So always about being positive here, you guys. I hope you guys dig it. Somebody's writing Ackerman angle. Yeah? What? Car geometry. Do it. Ackerman. Whatever. Okay. Hey, Casey, I always ask this, but I don't know if you've addressed this yet. So when will you announce the Genius Garage results? I appreciate you saying that. I'm thinking you mean results in terms of who is accepted to the program. It is finalized, but not finalized. The nature of the pandemic obviously has changed a bunch of things, and I don't know if the students who are going to be coming in May will be able to do so like that. Fingers crossed that they will, but generally speaking, it's finalized right now. Now, that being said, it's going to keep rolling. So if there's young people out there that would like to be involved with a project, whether it's race cars or maybe you want to get with me and coach build something from the past. I don't know. You want to do a project together, do something cool? I'm just a car guy here. I'm just building. Genius Garage is my way to give young people a chance. So we can all do great things together for the future with cars, vintage, community, I don't know, the forward of transportation, design, whatever, let's do it. So generally speaking with the Lycan, everything's finalized as well as up in the air for the pandemic. But if you'd like to do something in Genius Garage, resume, cover letter, talk to me here. And don't be afraid to be a squeaky wheel because I am pretty busy. All right, you guys. Somebody writes Ben Chen away in terms of him being a person that has some value to society. I'm telling you, man, there's good in everybody. So we'll see. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's a piece of crap. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to find out. But right now, I just want to say he does not represent the automotive enthusiast world. He's just making terrible things. Somebody writes, be his driving instructor, Casey. That'd be nice. I think he needs a life coach first. But I'll be happy to talk with him in a positive way. Somebody's writing, are you still going on your Tiger Moth trip? I don't know what you're speaking of, but I feel like you're speaking of a vintage aircraft. Robbie Holtz, what are you talking about? Tiger Moth? Tiger Moth? This is going to be the last one, guys. I'm going to have to go after this. So if you got anything, hit me. I don't know what he means by Tiger Moth trip. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I've enjoyed having you here. I hope you've enjoyed this too. I'm going to do live stuff on Saturdays as much as I can. I think eventually when the channel gets way bigger, I may offer that as like a membership type thing. Because obviously I'm real busy doing videos 5 days a week and trying to keep the quality up for you. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed Genius Garage, if you enjoy this channel and you want to help, biggest thing is help is getting the word out there. Shares, getting this shared by anything from social media, talking on forums in a positive way together. Let's, I just want this to be able to be a voice for a better future for car people everywhere, the car history for the betterment of all of us for the future. So that's that. Let's see. Did we get something here? Go to Old Rhinebeck Air Show. Yeah, that's a cool place. We'll be making a video on the coach building project. Hugh, of course. That's what I do now. Apparently, I'm a YouTuber. We're doing this for real. We're going to coach build on YouTube. We're going to have adventures on YouTube. All of this stuff. Hooray. Tiger Cruise and the aircraft carrier. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, the Tiger Moth trip. No, it's a Tiger Cruise. That's on the... Yes, I got an invitation, actually, to do a Tiger Cruise on one of the United States' nuclear aircraft carriers. Yes. I hope that still happened. I get invited. Apparently, I even get to bring a camera. Sweet. So later in the air. So we'll see. Actually, I need to reconnect with that gentleman there who's in the Navy. I really hope to do that. I think it's awesome, and I think you guys will enjoy getting to see a nuclear aircraft carrier. Who wouldn't? Yeah. Right on. So yeah, and then somebody writes, mentioned a trip on your Top Gun bike video, a trip, a flight. Yeah, Top Gun bike, the one I'm doing, the first one went to Folds of Honor charity, led by Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney in the U.S. Air Force. He's a fighter pilot and instructor. Very cool charity. Gives scholarships to families of fallen and injured service people and men and women. So I think it's really great. So the first bike went there, and so I'm building a new Top Gun bike that I can actually ride and enjoy on Casey's 80s Garage. Come back to my channel. And I get to do a Tiger Cruise, I hope, on a nuclear aircraft carrier this year that the Top Gun movie is coming out. Oh, it's been delayed. What? Top Gun movie has to be a summer blockbuster. I don't want Top Gun movie in the winter. That's lame. Summer. Can't ride my motorcycle in the snow in a movie, right? Anyway, so if the Tiger Cruise is in the Southwest or whatnot, I think I should ship the bike out and go rip around Southern California during that and do a whole YouTube thing out of it. Top Gun, naval aviation, yes, 80s, I'm in. All right, you guys, nuclear submarines are cooler in my opinion. They are cool, but dang, I hear it gets weird on them, right? Anyway. I wouldn't care about the aircraft carrier with the nuclear reactor would certainly interest me. I'm fascinated with those things. I too am fascinated with them, but I have a feeling their warp core is classified, sir. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got more stuff to do and work. That's right. I only got to tune in here recently, but I really appreciate these live streams you do. Thanks a lot for interacting with all of us. Of course, man. I try to do the best I can with comments. I enjoy having you all here. I enjoy meeting you guys and all this in the future. I'll post when I go to some events. So if you happen to be at some, I don't know, cars and coffee shows, races or whatever, hope you say hi. This is a community and we're all in it together. So I look forward to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. See you guys.